Good morning everyone, Tristan Griffiths here. I'm Tristan G across all of the socials. Coming to you this morning with 8 at 8. What I want to talk to you about today is all about how you need to focus in on providing the very best customer experience. And one of the only ways that you can do that is to ensure that you have a CRM system in place. That's a customer relationship management system. What's that all about? If you don't know, if you haven't got one, or maybe you've kind of just been bubbling along, there's a whole number of different ways you can do this. Now, obviously in its most basic form, this is like an address book. This is their contact details. This is maybe a spreadsheet that you've got that's got details about your customers. Now, under GDPR, obviously, it's advisable that you have a much more solid and robust system in place. However, you can start out doing things slightly differently. Obviously, watching your budgets and things. Now, one of the things that you need to be aware of is that the more information that you actually can find out about your customers, it allows you to provide a better service. It allows you to serve people better. If you're in a position where you've got a basic piece of software, it will do some of the lifting for you. Obviously, the more you invest into it, the more you will get out of it. Now, one of the things that is really important is that you're tracking things. So with your customer relationship management system, what are you doing currently to find out how you can better serve people? What do they need? Where are they based? What's the best way to communicate with them? All of these factors are things that you need to consider when looking at how you're managing your customer relationships. And obviously a customer relationship management system allows you to do just that. So over the next kind of 8 minutes, this 8 at 8 is all about me sharing 8 minutes of knowledge with you around a specific topic that will help you. And obviously, if you get benefit from this, please tag a friend below, hit the share button. This is me just giving away some knowledge and sharing a couple of ideas with you. So while I'm on here, I'm quickly going to do a share over on the laptop as well, to make sure that the most number of people that can get access to this can get access to it. So anyway, customer relationship management system, super powerful. We use a product called Pipedrive, which is absolutely fantastic, really high value. Depending on what level you're at, it starts at about 12 or 13 pounds to get in at the real base level. Now, that allows me to fill in information about my customers, their contact details, create deals, so what project we're currently working on. Now, the names and the terminology will change depending on what software you're currently using. However, the underlying emphasis is the same. So it's important that you've got details about your customers. The more information that you can collect and keep about your customers, the better you will be able to serve people. So think about it from that point of view. It is a better way to serve people. Now, a really good example here is where we've got where we use a product called Pipedrive. It allows us to actually customize everything within it. So I use it on my mobile, I use it on the computer, and what it does is I'll give you an example. We've just started working with a new client, and I can put in their contact details. So when I get their business card, I can put in their name, their business, their contact email, their phone number, and that will kind of be the base level. Now, we've created other fields that we think are really important, things that are a little bit more personal, like when's their birthday, when's their anniversaries, when are their holidays. Now, here's the clincher for why we do that and why we expand things out is we care about the people that we deal with. We're all about providing the very best experience. I'm from a hospitality background, and so obviously I want to create that amazing buzz around the people that we deal with, whether that's our team, whether that's our suppliers, whether that's customers. And we actually use it to track lots of different details. Now, if someone's birthday is coming up, obviously you can do something nice for them. You can really deliver that wow factor to someone by actually caring and knowing. But if you don't know when their birthday is, you can't do that. Obviously, Facebook, other platforms are starting to nudge you that way. Wouldn't it be great to have a system that set you up so that you can surprise and wow and amaze your customers like ahead of time, so you can be prepared to do the very best rather than a quick afterthought as you find out on the day. Now, other things like literally the more detail you know, like imagine going for coffee with people and remembering their coffee order. I don't expect you to remember everyone's coffee orders, but if you have a CRM system, you can remember that maybe they prefer their coffee black, and so it actually allows you to provide that world-class service when you're dealing with them, but you can only do it if you've got the information. Obviously, you get bits of information in dribs and drabs, the same way Facebook's advertising platform has been built so big and so powerful, is lots of little bits of information that have over time been stockpiled so that they can deliver ads to you that are based around all those little bits of information. So knowing what people like to eat, what teas and coffees. But here's an absolutely crucial one that no matter what CRM system you're using, I think you should include into that detail about your customer. Where do they like to communicate best? Is it a phone call? Is it an email? Would they rather receive a text message? How can you best serve them where they want to be communicated with? Remember, the more you care about them, the more you do for them, the better your relationship becomes with them. So I highly advise you get a customer relationship management system, a CRM for short, and start tracking things today. Doesn't matter whether you've got 1 customer or 100 customers. Every single customer should feel special and should think that you care at the highest level about them. The more details that you know about them, the better you can serve them and the more they feel like you care. Even down to the things like remembering that they've just had a holiday or their anniversary's coming up. It's holidays, birthdays, anniversaries, things like that. They're not business related, but they build the personal relationship with that person. So I highly advise you check it out. I'm going to drop a link in the comments below this video that is the system that we use. It's super cheap. It's actually in euros, but it's €14.40 per user, so it's super cheap. I think it's about £12 by the time you convert it, and that allows me to track my phone calls, my emails as they go in and out, and it puts them all together neatly so that I can see what communication I've had, how much time I've spent, and it allows me to track any conversations that are actually discussing business. It gives me the idea of how far through the process we are with that person. You can set your actions. So for example, if I made a phone call to someone who's one of our clients that we're working with, when I finish that phone call, not only would it have tracked how long I've spent on the phone call, it would then prompt me like a PA to say, what's the follow-up action? And that's one of the clinches. A lot of people don't set those next actions and those next follow-up. So it does that, and obviously that adds it to my calendar, which means it gives me the prompt and the reminder as that next task comes up to make sure I don't miss it. And then obviously I can tick it and I can make notes against it. So finishing that phone call, it tracked how long it was, asks me to make notes on it, and then asks me to set another action. Same with the emails going in and out. It puts those into the system as well and puts them against the customer, so you could just look at the customer file, see the communication you've had, so you can always go back. It removes the risk of where we stand now with so many different places to communicate. You can use all of these, but your CRM will be one place to go to see all of the conversation that you've had with them. So if you haven't got one and you want to talk about it, please do reach out. I would love to have a conversation further with you. Obviously, this is 8 to 8. It's 8 minutes of knowledge. I'm just coming up to the 8 minutes now, so I'm going to wrap it up. But if you haven't got one, I would highly advise getting a CRM, a customer relationship management system. You don't have to get complicated with it. Start off basic, and then you can build out. There's some that are all fully automated and do all sorts of amazing things, but this is just about getting started and having a clear focus. Start paying attention to the small details and see the amazing work, the amazing relationship building that happens within your business. Thanks a lot. I've been Tristan Griffiths. I'm Tristan G. This is 8 to 8. Make sure you follow the hashtag on whichever platform you're watching on for more knowledge at 8 o'clock for 8 minutes about something to help you with your business.